Okay, I figured that bug out pretty quickly, so I'll be able to continue with this video. One thing which you might have noticed was that as soon as we reach the bottom, or as soon as this NPC reaches the bottom, then the continuous lightning bolt attack stops. That's one of the rules of each ThundeRay, is that when the NPC switches from one behavior to another behavior, the ThundeRay attack stops. Let's see. I think that with ascending left, I'm going to have random lightning bolts fire to the right. So for this one, I think I want to change it and use purple lightning bolts for this. So ThundeRay, and I'll pick the set of color gradients magenta purple. Give it a fairly wide range here. So once again, I hope I remember the spawn point correctly. 20, is it? Bolt count. I think I'll up the bolt count this time and have narrower rays. For lead time, I'll give it a 2-second lead time. Actually, making them too narrow might not be fun. Well, some can be narrower, some can be wider. Let's see. Right to wall. This time I'll say that the spawn point does not move with the NPC, and the duration of each bolt will be 3 seconds. So click OK. The attack name will be Sporadic Bolts. And I want them to be fairly frequent, so randomly the cooldown will be, I think I'll give it a half a second of a cooldown. And since I want it to be fairly common, I will make it, once again, 1 in 25. Preview the entire attack. Don't know why I'm doing that, but actually, let me make them last a little bit longer. Well, 3 seconds is a long time in a platformer, so I'll click OK. And there we see an attack which has only one sub-attack icon on it. It goes randomly and we don't switch behaviors with it. So I shall click OK. And save this. And now the pleasures of loading. Okay, we're back. And I'm not exactly sure why I'm showing you guys this stuff, because it's just me playing through the game until I reach the boss, so I'll pause it here. Might edit this out. And now you really don't want to get too close, but at least I can take cover. And now it should be firing. No? It didn't fire any. Huh. Well, when you have randomness, I suppose that's always a possibility, but let me see what happens when I do that again. Maybe watching me dodge fireballs is fun, I don't know. Let's see. So, here it comes. There was supposed to be some lead time on that bolt that goes straight to the right, but I guess there isn't. Okay, rising. Oh, it did in fact drop a lightning bolt there. It's not doing it nearly often enough, so I have to take up the time, but you'll notice that the lightning bolt was spawned down here and it stayed down here. By contrast, while the NPC was descending down, the lightning bolt went with the NPC. There is a reason for that. If I go here to the descend left behavior and open up the continuous descent attack here, you'll see that the spawn point moves with NPC checkbox here is checked. That means when the NPC moves, the spawn point moves. And because it's targeting right to wall, the targeting point is determined as it descends. If it hits a wall, then it'll stop at that wall. If it doesn't, then it'll go past it. By contrast, if I go to the ascend left behavior here and open up the sporadic bolts attack, then spawn point moves with NPC is not set. So what that means is it will drop a lightning bolt there, and it'll just stay there indefinitely. So I want to take this up from what it's been. 1 in 10 ticks will summon a bolt. I hope that's not too much. We shall find out shortly. So we'll save this again. And the joys of load times once again. Okay, we are back. Let's see. This is actually a really good system. No lead time at all. I really got to look into that. Whoa. It's not drawing the lead time for some strange reason. Okay, another bug for me to look into. That's getting annoying, but at least you get the picture. It drops these lightning bolts and leaves them there, and you never know when it's going to spawn them because it's random. I can add more attacks as I go on, but right now I have to look into that bug. Well, I figured out that bug and figured out exactly what was going wrong. It's kind of technical to explain it all, but so I guess I'll just skip over that and show you a problem that I uncovered by getting past that problem. Now, it is going to show the lightning bolt while descending, as it should. Whoa! But now, as it is rising up, it fires those lightning bolts off. But as soon as it reaches the top and switches to that move right behavior, every single one of those lightning bolts disappears. Because as soon as it switches behaviors, the lightning goes away. That's intentional. So I'm going to need to pick a different means of doing this. Either that or add some kind of system that says when you switch behaviors, the lightning sticks around. Those are both options on the table. I might take either one of them. In fact, I think I'm just going to add the checkbox here. But I'm going to save that for another day. Probably it'll still be part of this video, though. I'm recording these videos over quite a bit of time here. Alright, we are recording again. And at this point, I have... oh, stop that. Okay, at this point I have added that checkbox. So there's Quartzy Cloud, and the background is pretty much invisible unless I make it visible. So edit Quartzy Cloud, and I'll start with Ascend Left because that one has its checkbox checked. So in the Sporadic Bolts attack, it's in its one sub-attack, I have added a new checkbox here, persists through behavior switching, and in this case it is checked. The spawn points don't move with the NPC, and neither does the target. I will be getting into those with the attack that happens with moving to the right. But let me show you a different behavior. On Descend Left, where there's that one ray of electricity that just plain fires to the right and you're supposed to take cover from it, that one does not persist through behavior switching. As soon as the Descend Left behavior becomes Ascend Left, as soon as this cloud starts moving back up, that massive lightning bolt stops. That is by design. So at this point I have attacks for moving to the left, going down on the left, rising up on the left. Now I think it's time for an attack that happens when we're moving to the right. And I think this attack should be rays that come out of Quartzy Cloud's eyes. So, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's see, add sub-attack, ThundeRay, and I think this time I want to demonstrate what happens when those rays come directly towards the player. And I haven't used Dark Magic and Holy, so I think I'll start using those. I'm going to use the full spectrum. This one will come out of his right eye. It'll be our left, his right. So I think that's -80, +20, maybe? We'll see. The spawn point definitely moves with the NPC. Lead time, let's give it 2 seconds of lead time, 2 seconds of duration, damage of 1, bolt count. Let's go with 3. Make it fairly narrow. Alright. It's a bit too far, so let's try 65. 55. 60. That works. No need for the bolts to use the common color. Let's try towards player stop. Give it an element of light. And this one, I think I'll say that the target does move with the NPC. The other one, it won't. So I'll click OK here. So that's the first one. The second one is going to be another ThundeRay. And this color gradient that I choose, I mean, you can pick whatever color gradients you want here. But I'll try Dark Magic for this one. Go with the full spectrum of that. Let's see. Once again, I want the lead time to be 200, duration 3000, damage 1. Give it the dark element here. Beam count 4, ray width. Make it a little bit wider. Okay. And the targeting, I want it to go to the player and to pass the player. And this time I won't have the target move with the NPC. The spawn point will move though. I'll click OK, attack name, I raise, if I can spell it correctly. The trigger condition will be randomly. The cooldown will be 6 seconds. Let's see, the odds, I'll make it 3 out of 20. Click OK. There's I raise. Click OK. Save it. And I'll load it up in the game engine. Oh, before I forget. Well, you know what? I'll just demonstrate both attacks the same way. So at this point it's loading. I will pause the recording. Some of the complaints about this game are that it's too easy. Once I get these bosses going, then I'll fix that. Oops, I want to be on this side. Bzzzt. And as you can see, it persists through that. Whoa. One thing that you'll notice is that the Holy Ray is continuing to move. And you'll also notice that those rays stopped immediately as Quartzy Cloud started to descend. Normally I'd be shooting back at Quartzy Cloud here, but this is just for demonstration purposes only. Yeah, I'll give him some more damage. Whoa, man. Whew, this thing can fill the place with... Yeah. So yeah, the dark ray sort of picks its target and continues on towards it, whereas the light ray, it picks a target, but the target moves when the NPC moves. So that's the difference between target moves with NPC and the target doesn't move with the NPC. Oh, wow. Yes, navigated it. Ah, made it. And... Quartzy Cloud drops a bunch of them. So, let's see. What is something that I have not yet done? Well, I haven't shown that much about fireballs being thrown horizontally so that they bounce. There are some tricks with that I haven't tried out yet, but I think it's a good idea to try them out.